Okay, this is Brazil, and there was a movie called Brazil that was very hard to watch. I couldn't really watch very much of it. I just remember um, Byzantine is the name that comes to mind, and I couldn't watch it. It was too disjointed. So, what does it really mean? What does Byzantine mean? What does Brazil mean in the context of the movie? Byzantine comes from the city Byzantium, which later became Constantinople and today is known as Istanbul. It was the eastern center of the Holy Roman Empire. So it was an extension of ancient Rome, and ancient Rome was changed from pagan to Christianity under Emperor Constantine. And it was there's an old book called "The Rise and Fall of the Roman Emperor, the Roman Empire," by I can't remember who the author was, but the empire was in decline, and it got split into a western and an eastern center. And Byzantium was the eastern capital city. And so the story goes, in Byzantium, if you wanted to get anything done, it was a very arduous task because you had to go all around this big city, getting permission slips from various different government authorities. It wasn't just one stop shopping where you went here and you got your permit. You had to go here, get a stamp from this guy, and then go across town and get a stamp from somebody else who wasn't open the same day as the first guy. And then you had to go back to the original guy to show that guy that you got the other guy's stamp and get his approval or sign off on it. It was just a round circle jerk. Circle jerk, circle jerk, and you wanted to get anything done. You wonder why the Roman Empire fell. It was because of things that were Byzantine. In other words, they were just so complicated, and you had to know, who stamp you needed. You need this guy's stamp and that guy's stamp. And how'd you figure that out? Well, either you were in the know and you knew, but everybody else had no clue. So nothing got done. And that's the way things are in everywhere because it's Byzantine. The governments that we inherited from our predecessors don't work. They don't work. At best, they're controlled by the elite and they work for the elite. But, a lot of these governments are supposed to be democratic. They're not democratic because, even though you can go through the formality of voting, your vote gets washed away by the enormous numbers of other votes. So, is it democratic? No, not for you as an individual. You as an individual have no say in your country. And I don't think there's any country anywhere, unless you're going to be Napoleon and, conquer a country and call it yours, you're not going to get a say anywhere. Is this good, bad, or indifferent? It's just the way it is. And in these countries, if you even want to follow what the government has set up, it's Byzantine. I keep coming back to Canada because it's in the news right now. It's Byzantine. Because if you're a natural gas company and you want to go through all the hoops to put a pipeline somewhere in Canada, you've got to get so many permits. You've got to get the okay from the Canadian federal government. You've got to get the okay of the provinces that you're going to cross with your pipeline. You've got to get the okay of the indigenous people who are in these provinces, and also the hereditary, non-legal, according to Canadian law, people. They also have to give their approval. And then you have to get environmental impact studies by some other branch of the provincial government. Why would anyone want to do any business in Canada? It beats me. It's stupid to go to. But maybe the truth of the matter is every country is the same. It's so hard to get anything done, which is a massive failure. Because if you can't get anything done, then there's no supply for the needs of somebody. Who needs the pipeline? Going with the current system, the province of Alberta, Canada, needs the pipeline. The workers in Alberta and northeastern British Columbia need the pipeline. I suppose the natural gas needs to go on the world market because somewhere somebody needs this natural gas that's going to be exported from Canada. What's in it for Canadians in general? Well, there was another pipeline that ran from Alberta to Vancouver, Canada, and somehow the Canadian government bought the pipeline. It was an old pipeline, and they overpaid for it. And now we've doubled the amount of very heavy crude oil that's going out by seabound tanker from Vancouver. The people of Vancouver don't want that to go on because they don't want an oil spill to ruin their beautiful Vancouver and the beautiful surrounding areas of coastal British Columbia. But they have no say. It got ramrodded through by, well, the Justin Trudeau Liberal government bought this pipeline. Why? The only thing we can think of is its corruption. That because Trudeau acts like he is in bed with big business, he always is giving them huge amounts of money, multiple big businesses. He is a corrupt individual, and he should probably be jailed for corruption, along with pretty much the whole Liberal Party. There's a long string of Liberal Party corruption scandals, but you can't seem to get away from it because it's the same with the Conservative Party of Canada. Long list of corrupt politicians. So that's your lecture about Brazil and Canada, and I'm sure it's the same everywhere. Why can't just good people get along and get things done? Nice guys finish last.